Welcome everyone to Gooner Pavilion and come right in. Come for the Arsenal, stay for the family. And this is where we break it down, guys. Arsenal, a difficult away trip to Brighton. Very shocked with the result. Let's just get that off the table. Then let's get that right out of the way. Arsenal, 1-1 victory. Started the game looking promising. Waneri, um, you know, this kid is good. He's good. Got the ball, a bit of a triangle between Marino and Declan Rice. And Waneri ran in and he looked like Saka, for a few seconds there. That was very good to see. And everyone was excited. And we thought, we've just picked up from where we left off in Brentford. This is going to be a routine win. But yeah, there's a little bit of emotional, tension, about this game because of what happened at the Emirates. You knew it was gonna be back at it. I just think Anthony Taylor is an awful referee. I really do. I don't want to just lay it at the feet of the referee, but I feel like um, I and it might be confirmation bias, I'm very aware of that. But I do feel that, refs sometimes, when they look at Arsenal games and they're refereeing Arsenal games, that's when they become very technical, with the rule book. Very technical with the rule book. That penalty, I've never seen it before. Never seen it. There's a lot more that happens in the penalty box when a corner is taken than that incident between João Pedro and Saliba. It really reminds me of a game against Chelsea. And it may have been Anthony Taylor that was the referee in that one. I don't know, so I don't want to blame him for that. But that was also a very strange and unusual penalty that was given. And listen, it's Arsenal, so we always get the first ones. We got the first one with Declan Rice in this game again, for a slight touch on the ball that could have passed for nothing. And I think for me, what really frustrates me is the Waneri yellow card because it's a 17-year-old kid. The whole stadium is screaming and shouting, and you give in to the pressure of the crowd. You're supposed to be an experienced referee. Just go and talk to him. Just say to him, one more of that, I give you a yellow card. I mean, Arsenal weren't having like corners and corners, so it really wasn't necessary. And as a young player, all he was trying to do was get set for the corner and take that. I thought that was very poor from Anthony Taylor. And then I think after that, you could see that he was trying to overcompensate on a few things. I just thought he had a very poor showing today. But I don't want to be talking about the referee. I want to talk about Arsenal. What does this mean for us? I think it brought back that feeling, that everyone, will be feeling justified about writing Arsenal off for the title. And, performances like that I think in the context of a season, when you think about Brighton, going away from Brighton, because timing matters, going away from Brighton, getting a 1-1 draw, there are people that are going to go to Brentford and they're going to get draws and going to get losses. And people are going to go to Brighton and get losses and get draws as well. But everything is always context and timing, right? Because of the gap that it is between us and Liverpool, it just feels like 3 points lost, right? My previous video, which I recorded, I said, listen, we get 3 points, we get 3 points, which is 3 points today, 3 points within Liverpool, even though they had a game in hand. But listen, this game has gone down. I'm more concerned about the squad, going into the game against Newcastle. Waneri, I'm hearing that he came off because of an injury, not because of even the yellow card. So that's another player that is unlikely to play on Tuesday, and it's a muscle injury, so I know he's definitely out. So it's most likely going to be Martinelli and Trossard. And I hear that, these players were suffering from an illness, raging the camp. Or the guy didn't really play, didn't really look like himself, today. And yeah, if this the reason to go into the market, this is it. This is that reason to go into the market in January and just get some help. Because I think that with the number of games that are happening in January, I think that there is every chance that we might lose one or two players. And we shouldn't hesitate on talking to players that we want to bring in before the end of the January transfer window. Now, listen, it's all about the points, right? So I know that now we have to focus on the players that we have. We can't think about people that are not in the club because they can't help us. And even if they come in, it takes a while to get in unless you're getting someone from the Premier League. So I always understand why January transfer window is very, very difficult. But be that as it may, we will all be Manchester United fans tomorrow, supporting Manchester United, hoping they can do the business. But spoiler alert, I don't think they are. If you've watched Manchester United in the last couple of days, you would know that they are awful, really awful. And they're probably going to play, not to lose, which is very possible. I've seen teams go to Anfield and do that. So it's a very big possibility to do. I mean, Southampton gave Liverpool a torrid time, at Anfield. And you would think that Manchester United would be one step ahead of, Southampton and they could be able to cause any damage, but I'm not holding on up. So, guys, listen, very disappointing results today. Very disappointed about it. It's these videos are always more and more difficult, after an Arsenal loss. And listen, I know that there's gonna be a lot of people out there on social media, on platforms like this, screaming and shouting, talking about we need a striker and all of those things. Like I've said before, a striker is not going to solve Arsenal's problem. I really don't believe that it will. We need bodies, we need bodies, we need people that can create, we need people that can put the ball in the back of the net. I think getting a striker right now would be very difficult because I don't know if that person can come in and do the work that we want to be doing. It needs to be a striker that doesn't get involved in the play but can create his own goals. And there are not that many around. Isak is probably the only one out there, but not for 150 million. Come on, guys, not 150 million. 150 million, he can come into the team, play the next game and get injured. And that's it. You're back to square one. So, but, that's the narrative that's going to be painted. And this week is going to be awful, at least tonight and tomorrow up until the Newcastle game. And now we need a win. We need a win against Newcastle because they will be smelling blood. They had a good win today against Spurs and we'll be thinking Arsenal is next. We can dent, Arsenal's title hopes. And so it's very important. But, for me, it's all about who's healthy, who can get on the pitch. I would not be surprised if I see a lot of young players in that squad, on Tuesday, if this illness continues. But guys, let me know what you think. I didn't want this video to be very long, but I just wanted to just, you know, review the Arsenal game. I thought we played below par today. It felt like a defensive type, performance that didn't come off. We miss Havertz. I can't believe I'm saying that. Jesus is not suited for this type of game, I would say. But hey, it is what it is. We move. Let's keep believing. This thing is not over till it's over. I think for me, I would not lose hope on the title until we're in February and we're still 10 points behind. Then I know that it's over because now you're running out of games. You probably played about, five, 6 games by then. And if Liverpool haven't dropped points, then there's a very chance that even if they drop points, it won't matter, right? So I still believe we can do, 16, out of 18. I remember about this time last year, we went to Fulham and lost. And then we now went on a run of picking up points, but I guess the damage was done, and then the Aston Villa result put a nail in our coffin. So listen, um, big one, guys, but hey, keep your heads up. We go to Newcastle, let's cheer the boys and hopefully come out with a win with that one. Come on, you Arsenal.